Your links are not the problem. The way your client experiences them might be. Anyone can send a calendar link, a payment link, or an intake form. But when those links feel plain, scattered, or disconnected, your client experience does not match the quality of your brand. That's where link wrapping comes in. I take the links you already use and build a custom branded experience around them. Plain links in, custom masterpiece out. Ding, ding. No wrap requests. Messy links, we make them dress. This client already has the tools. The links work. The problem is the experience does not fully represent the brand just yet. So we're not starting from scratch. We're wrapping what already exists and turning it into something polished, custom, and easy for their clients to follow. Let's see what we have today.
Part, we look at the before. We pull up the old link, the old page, the old form, and we talk about what was missing. But this build is different. This one does not have a before because the before is just an idea. I love when I get these. Sometimes a client does not come to the design form with a broken link. They can come with a question, a process, a little frustration, or a vision that can fully or they cannot fully explain yet. That is where custom building gets fun. We are building a needs analysis tool from scratch. Instead of wrapping something that already exists, we are creating something new that can help guide a client, ask the right questions, collect the right answers, and point them towards the next best step. That is the part I want business owners to catch. You do not always need a full website first. You do not always need to have a perfect system. Sometimes you just need to know what the problem is your clients keep running into, and we can build around that. Coding and code is not just buttons and pretty pages. Code is how we make pages think. Code is how we make them respond. Code is how we turn a basic question into a guided experience.
What time is it? It's building time. What time is it? It's building time. This part is sped up, but don't blink. We're taking the scattered links, building the flow, polishing the layout, and turning this into a client experience that actually makes sense. Let's build the wrap.
We are ready for the build. Since this one does not have a traditional before, I want you to pay attention to how this starts. We are not fixing an old page. We're not wrapping a link this time. We are building from a blank idea. This is where custom work gets exciting because sometimes the client does not come with a messy website. They come with a bigger problem. My clients do not know where to start. People keep asking the same questions. I offer multiple services, but I need a better way to guide people. They come with, I need something that helps the client choose the right next step without me having to explain it one by one every single time. That's what the build is all about. This is a needs analysis tool. It is built to help a person land on the page, answer a few guided questions, and start understanding what kind of help or direction may fit where they are right now. I want every business owner watching to take the financial part out for a second and think about your own business. Your vision might not be financial. Your vision might be beauty. It might be tax. It might be coaching. Could be insurance. Your vision might be a cleaning service, real estate, notary work, consulting, event planning, medical billing, or something completely different. The industry can change, the concept still works. If your clients are confused before they book, confused before they pay, confused before they choose a package, or confused before they submit information. That confusion can be turned into a tool. That is the part people miss about code. Code is not just making a page look nice. Code can ask questions. Code can sort answers. Code can show different results based on those answers with logic, calculation, and more. Code can guide the next step. Code can take what used to be a long conversation and turn it into a clean experience. And no, that does not mean we are replacing you. It means we are protecting your time. You should not have to explain the same starting point over and over again. That makes it hard to grow. If a tool can help you and your client get prepared before they finalize their decision with you, that's a plus. So for this build, we are creating a page that feels like a starting point. Not overwhelming, not cold, not here are 27 links. Good luck. We are giving the visitor a one clear message. Find your next best financial step. This is important because when someone lands on a business page, they should not feel like they are standing in the middle of a hallway with too many doors. They should feel guided, and that is what we are designing here, a guided decision experience. As the page starts coming together, notice the first thing we are building is not just decoration, it is direction. The top of the page has to tell the visitor where they are, what this is, and why they should keep scrolling. The first section has a job. It needs to build trust quickly. It needs to calm the visitor down. It needs to make the offer feel clear. And it needs to make the person think, okay, this was made for where I am right now. That is the psychology of a custom page. A basic page says, "Hey, here is what I sell." A stronger page says, "Here is where you are, and here is how I can help you move forward." That is the difference. And that's a whole different conversation. This is where I want business owners to really start imagining what would your page need to say to make your client feel seen in the first 5 seconds? Not cute, seen. Cute is nice, but clarity converts. If you are a barber, maybe your visitor needs to know what service matches their hair goals before they book. If you are a tax pro, maybe they need to know what documents they need before they start and have an interactive document checklist that reports back to you after every check. If you are an insurance agent, maybe they need to understand what type of coverage conversation they are walking into. If you're a beauty pro, maybe they need a consultation tool that helps them choose the right appointment. If you're a coach, maybe they need a readiness check before they apply. That is the kind of thinking we are building into this. Once the main message is in place, we start building the pathway. This is where the tool begins to feel less like a regular page and more like an experience. We are not just saying, here are the services. We are giving the visitor options that help them self identify, whatever the business avenue may be. Each one of those pathways gives the person somewhere to go based on what they actually need. That matters because a confused person does not always ask for help. They leave. They say, I'll come back later, and never do. They know they need something, but they do not know what to click, what to book, or how to describe the problem. A needs analysis tool helps choose the gap. It meets the person at the question before they stall. That is powerful. This is where code starts acting like your secret weapon. Once the page understands the options, we can start building interaction around them. Click this, show that, choose this, reveal that, answer this, guide them here. Complete this step, you get to move forward. This is not a template doing the bare minimum. This is a custom process being shaped around the way the business actually works. I want to be clear about something. This is kind of this is the kind of tool is not about making promises. It's not about telling somebody this is guaranteed to fix your life or this is the only thing you need. No. This is about education, clarity, and next steps. It helps people understand where they may need support, what type of conversation they may need to have, and what resource may make sense for them to explore next. For a service business, this is valuable because when your client comes in more informed, the whole process feels better. They ask better questions, they choose better options, they understand the next step faster. They feel like your brand actually took the time to guide them. Now, as we move into the tools section, this is where the page starts becoming more practical. A strong page should not only look good, it should help the visitor do something. A strong page should not only look good. That is one of the biggest differences between a basic website and an interactive product page. A basic website sits there. A interactive product page moves the client forward. It can send them to the right form. It can open the right tool. It can explain what happens next. It can organize the decision. It can make the client feel like they are being walked through the process instead of left to figure it out alone. If you are watching this as a business owner, I want you to ask yourself, where do people get stuck in my process? Do they get stuck before booking, before paying, before uploading documents, before choosing a package, before understanding which service they need, before following through after the first conversation? Or is it just that there's not enough personalization in your process and it just doesn't feel like you? Those are all problems we can solve with code. That stuck point is buildable. That is not just a customer service issue. That might be a custom tool waiting to happen. That is why I love builds like this. It starts as an idea, but once we put structure around it, it becomes something the business can actually use. We are moving from here are the options into here is the next step. That transition matters. If a person reads the page and still does not know what to do next, the page did not finish the job. We are building clear tools and transparent next steps. That means the visitor does not have to guess what happens after they click. They can see where the path leads. That is important for trust. A lot of people are tired of clicking links that feel vague. They do not want to be surprised by the process. They want to know what they are getting into. When a page says, here is the tool, here is why it matters, and here is what happens next, that creates buyer confidence. Confidence is a part of conversion, not pressure, not begging, not screaming, buy now every 5 seconds. Confidence. When your process makes sense, people feel safer moving forward. They feel safer telling their friends. They feel safer spreading the word about you. This is also where your own brand personality matters. This page does not have to look like anybody else's page. Your needs analysis tool could be luxury. It could be bold, it could be playful, it could be soft and calm. It could be fast and direct. It could feel like a quiz, a guide, a checklist, a product selector, a package matcher, or a digital concierge. That is the beauty of custom. We are not asking what template should we squeeze you into. We are asking what does your client need to feel, understand, and do. Then we build around that. When I talk about code being everywhere, this is what I mean. Every button you click has an instruction behind it. Every form that submits has an instruction behind it. Every single section that opens, hides, calculates, track, filters, or redirects is being told what to do. If everything online is already built with code, Why not have code that actually supports your business? Why keep sending people through a process that feels generic if your client journey could be shaped around the way you really serve people? That is the shift. And no, the client does not need to know how to code. That is not their job. The client needs to know the problem. I know how to code. They need to know what they are tired of repeating. They need to know what their customers keep asking. They need to know what feels messy. They need to know what they wish was easier. Bring that to the design forum. Bring the idea, bring the process, bring the dream feature. Bring the I do not know if this is possible, but can we make something that does this? I most likely can. That is where the build starts. And a lot of the time, the answer is yes. We can create a version of that. Maybe not the exact way you first pictured it, because every build has to make sense. But we can usually find a clean way to bring the idea to life. This is why the build is special. There was no before page to roast, no old link to improve, no existing system to polish. Just a blank screen and a business idea that needed structure. Now it's becoming a guided product page with purpose. A person can land here and start to understand their next step. They can see the pathway, explore the tools, move with more clarity. Business now has a smarter way to introduce multiple services without overwhelming the visitor. This is not just a page. This is strategy with buttons. This is marketing with structure. That is code doing customer service before the customer even asks the question. This is what I want people to understand about custom builds. Sometimes the thing your business is missing is not a bigger website. It is a smarter one. One tool, one guided flow, one interactive experience, one better way to help the client choose the right next step. When that gets built correctly, it can make your whole brand feel more prepared. So, as this build becomes real and starts to come together, I want you watching, not just as a viewer, but as a business owner. Do not ask, do I need this exact analysis tool? Ask, where could my business use guidance? Where could your client use clarity? Where could your process use automation? Where could your offer use a smoother first impression? Where could one custom page save you time, answer questions, and make your brand feel more intentional? That is the real build behind the build. Because the page is pretty, yes. The power is in the thinking. And when the thinking is custom, the experience feels different. That is what we are building today.
Drum roll, please. It is reveal time. Now I'm plugging in the final code, testing the buttons, checking the mobile view, and making sure the whole client flow is clean and ready. Book, pay, upload, start. Everything has its place. Now we package it up for the client delivery. And just like that, the journey is wrapped.
Reveal time. And remember, this one did not start with an old page. This one did not start with a messy link. This one started with an idea, a blank screen, a business need, a client journey that needed direction. Now look at it. We have a full interactive product page built around helping someone find their next best financial step. Instead of throwing every service at the visitor and hoping they figure it out, this page gives them the guided path. They can land here, understand the purpose, explore options, and move toward the resource that actually fits where they are. This is what makes this more than a website page. This is a needs analysis tool. It's part of the education, part direction, and part brand experience, and part client filter. For the business owner watching, I want you to take this exact build and sketch your imagination. Your vision might not be financial. Your vision might not be what my vision is. But your vision might help clients choose the right package, the right service, the right appointment, the right form, the right next step. This is the beauty of custom code. Code is what makes the page respond. Code is what makes the buttons guide. Code is what turns regular sections into an experience. When you bring me an idea, it does not have to be perfect. You don't need to know the technical language. You don't need to know the problem. We are your clients. Just all you need to know is, where are your clients getting confused? What are you tired of explaining? What do you wish your page could do before someone ever gets on your calendar? That is what we can build around. This all started as a blank idea.
Thanks for watching. Ready to get wrapped? Visit pctclientcustoms.com to explore the demos or request your design kit. The design kit includes a smart design form that helps us understand your brand, your link, your flow, and how to get the most out of your custom package. Packages start as low as $147. You own the rights to your design. Revisions are included. And you'll get access to the Track Your Build portal to follow your project and request updates. Let's get you wrapped. PCT Client Customs. Your client journey wrapped.